Released in November 2013, the PS4 was a game changer for the console gaming industry. Unlike Microsoft's disappointing Xbox One presentation, followed by the announcement of their console bundled with a useless Kinect device going for $500 MSRP, and not being able to share physical games due to DRM restrictions, Sony's PlayStation 4 countered via press junket with a $399 price point and, of course, this infamous mic drop.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
The PS4 brought innovative features, exclusive games, and a powerful hardware system that set it apart from its competitors. So let's dive into what made the PlayStation 4 so special. Firstly, let's talk about the hardware. The PS4 was equipped with an AMD Jaguar 8-core CPU with an 8GB GDDR5 memory, giving it twice the performance power as its predecessor, the PlayStation 3. The system also featured a GPU with 18 computing units cloaked at 800 MHz, making it capable of delivering beautiful, high-quality graphics running at 1080p. One of the best advantages the PlayStation 4 had over its competitors was the exclusive library of games. Some of the best titles of the generation, including Bloodborne, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, The Last of Us Part 2, Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, Days Gone, Gravity Rush, and Horizon Zero Dawn were released on the console, making it a must-have for any serious gamer. Sony offered a fantastic library of games that could only be played on the PS4 that had something for everyone. Whether you are into first-person shooters, open-world RPGs, or platformers, Sony also made sure that they supported indie developers, allowing them to showcase their talent and creativity on the PlayStation platform. There were a few remasters such as the Uncharted games Last of Us Part 1 and God of War 3. Next up, let's talk about the features that made the PS4 a gaming juggernaut. PlayStation 4's DualShock controller was a game changer which had better ergonomics than the PS3's DualShock 3, but also featured a touchpad, built-in speakers, a headphone jack, and a light bar, which enhanced the gaming experience. The PS4 also introduced SharePlay, which allowed players to share their games with friends online, even if they didn't own the games themselves. Sony's 8th-gen console also introduced Remote Play, allowing players to stream games from their console to a compatible device, such as a PS Vita or a smartphone. In addition to the games, the PlayStation 4 also introduced a range of new features that improved the gaming experience. The console included a share button that allowed players to share screenshots and record video clips of their gameplay with their friends and the world, which became increasingly popular and spawned an entire community of PlayStation content creators. Another major addition to the PlayStation 4 was the introduction of PlayStation VR. Now, this virtual reality system allowed players to fully immerse themselves into their favorite games and experience them like never before. It was a complicated setup at first, but the PSVR delivered an immersive experience thanks in part to games like Resident Evil 7, Iron Man, Doom, Star Wars Squadron, Super Hot, and Astrobot Rescue Mission, to name a few. PlayStation VR offered a range of unique virtual reality games that were unmatched by any other console. The PlayStation 4 brand has undergone a few revisions throughout its life cycle. In 2016, Sony released a smaller form factor model called the PS4 Slim that has a rounded body with a matte finish on top of the console as opposed to the original model's two-tone finish, and around 40% smaller in size. Despite having two USB ports on the front updated to the newer USB 3.1 standard, Sony made some questionable alterations like removing the optical audio port. That said, the console ran much quieter than the original version. Then came the PS4 Pro, also released in 2016, which is an upgraded version of the PlayStation 4 with improved hardware to enable 4K rendering and improved PlayStation VR performance, including an upgraded GPU with 4.198 teraflops of processing power and a higher CPU clock. And for games not exclusively optimized, the Pro enabled an option known as Boost Mode, which can be enabled to force higher CPU and GPU clock rates on existing games to possibly improve performance. However, there was one major caveat. The console was capable of streaming 4K video, however, does not feature 4K Blu-ray support, whereas both Xbox One S and X respectively comes with a UHD Blu-ray drive for 4K physical media. This was an odd decision when you consider how Sony is the proprietary owner of Blu-ray technology. Another misstep was its lack of backwards compatibility library, especially as far as the PlayStation 3 games are concerned. Sure, there may have been some select PlayStation 2 games available on Sony's console, but there were few and far between, whereas the Xbox One and especially the One X had a vast backwards catalog that can be upscaled or with higher frame rates. Disappointing news for PlayStation enthusiasts, yet welcome news for game preservations abroad. In conclusion, the PlayStation 4 will go down in history as one of the more successful consoles of all time. Its excellent performance, exclusive games, and innovative features game changer in the industry. Although Sony has released the PlayStation 5, it was the PlayStation 4 that helped to lay the foundation of where gaming is today. While the PlayStation 4 was released back in November 2013, it has since then sold over 100 million units globally. This is an incredible achievement that places Sony's fourth gaming system among the best-selling consoles of all time. So let us know in the comments below which PlayStation 4 game was your favorite, and do you still own a PlayStation 4?